When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Mail. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to SmokingGunJerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into The Breeze. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got Haas Tabrizi, the host, joining us. 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line. If you guys want to join in, put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, XL, Channel 961. And if you caught my tweet, no DP today, but of course, we still got Haas Tabrizi as DP's off on a very busy weekend, at the very least. I'll say that much. With everything that's going on over the weekend in the sports world, it's been busy, not only here in Lincoln, but DP checking out UFC Noche down there in San Antonio. I think he stayed up to watch the Canelo Crawford fight as well. So it's been I'm sure, a long day yesterday for him, and I believe he'll be back tomorrow. But nonetheless, just me and Haas Tabrizi today. Haas, how's it going on Sunday?
I definitely got a text from DP at 2 a.m. Celebrating. Yeah, I was not. DP's a young man in an old man's body.
Yeah, Haas, I don't know if you've even noticed, but like weeknights, he's doing 10 to midnight here too now.
What?
Yes. Nightcap, Ticket Center. Well, it's late night in Lincoln with DP, but dude, I'll tell you what, there's certain times where you're like, man, I'm working hard. The guy owns the station and he just doesn't ever have to be here. He's just like doing shows just to keep it, just for the sake of keeping it local. So the people in Lincoln have local content. Just to put it in perspective.
That's awesome.
It really is. Makes my job a hell of a lot easier getting through some of those night hours. I'll say that much. But nonetheless, we can start with that Canelo and Crawford fight. Did you watch the recap by chance yet this morning?
I just saw DP posting things, but that was it.
Did you have a dog in the fight? I know you're not a Nebraska guy.
Sorry.
Okay. Hey, that's all right. We didn't need you anyways because it didn't matter. Crawford won 43-0, 31 knockouts, undisputed champion of the world. I mean, he's at a point now where he can ride off into the sunset and go down as one of the best fighters in history, pound for pound. Got belts, 2 weight classes, and again in that Canelo fight, I mean, he looked dominant throughout that entire thing. It was maybe closer on the scorecards than what I think even indicated. I mean, especially in that ninth round, you saw Crawford absolutely take over. So I just want to put that up front. It's awesome. Also because, Hoss, if you remember last year, there's a man who led Nebraska football out of the tunnel versus Colorado at home for what was the big game at home to really get things going. I think Crawford might be available this weekend.
Yeah, I'm hearing he's going to be at the big game.
He was wearing the Husker mouthpiece. Troy Dannon and Matt Rule, after the game, they took like a private jet to get down there to go watch the fight. So the connection between Husker football and Crawford is really, really strong. I was surprised to see Dannon and Rule make it down there for the fight. I thought they were going to be watching from afar, but no, they showed up.
It's because they didn't have a fight to deal with themselves yesterday.
Hey. For the first time in a while, it's felt like we've had 2 weeks in a row where we didn't have much of a fight, and we looked absolutely dominant. Did you watch the entire Husker football game?
I was playing in the tennis tournament, but I was checking in on the scores, and I'm sure Matt Rule could have left at halftime to go to the boxing event.
He definitely could have. Shout out to the boys for getting it done 2 weeks in a row, but just another flat out domination by Nebraska football. Their running back, I think it was Evans for Houston Christian, was actually really good. He was like $175, running kids over on a few plays. That's the only touchdown they got. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those where you don't want to belittle your opponent, but you don't want to build them up into something they're not. And it feels like Nebraska's kind of finally found that balance. Like, we're going to respect you, but we're going to also put our foot on the ground and make no mistake that this is Memorial Stadium. You guys are getting a little bit of money to play us, but you're definitely not walking out of here with a win, as opposed to some of the other schools we saw where they were paying South Florida to come in and play them just to take an L. So
I'm really excited. Nebraska's 3-0, but the thing that sticks out is, hey, who have you played? Obviously, and so with Notre Dame being 0-2 and losing at the last second and losing at Miami in their first week. Are they done, or can Notre Dame run it out and still be a strong team? So how important is it to play Ohio State in week 1 if you're Texas, and then go and get some of these cupcakes in there to allow Manning to figure it out, since he doesn't really look like a Manning at quarterback? I don't know. I mean, it would be really cool if Nebraska wins next week. I think that will definitely get them ranked well, but one day at a time. Let's see how practice is early in the week. Let's see how preparation is. Michigan doesn't have their coach right for one more game.
Correct.
So that should be helpful. Sometimes you round up for the skipper. Sometimes you're just less prepared, and it's really hard to play in Nebraska. I don't know that personally, but I've seen how they play. And with that, hey, I have high hopes, but I don't want the cynical fans coming in and being like, it's going to be 56-0 Michigan. Because yes, I'm aware, but it's not year 1 of the Rule era. So let's just see what happens.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, this team, for all intents and purposes, I mean, it looks different. It doesn't mean that this team is ready to go compete with the Georgias, Bamas, Ohio States, and Oregons of the world, but there's at least some hope that maybe we're not as far away as we used to be, and maybe we're actually a lot closer to Michigan than the rest of the nation currently believes. If you go to ESPN's matchup predictor, and again, this is just analytics, it's not people picking it.
Is it a 56% chance for Michigan?
50.3% chance favoring Nebraska. Now
that's not good.
The spread is favoring Michigan by 3.
That's not good.
I mean, a 50-50 split last year would have told you like 20-80. Well, make what you will of the matchup predictor. It's faulty. It usually doesn't.
I'm saying it's not good because like you don't want your head big. You want the chip on your shoulder. You want to be like, we don't, like, no one thinks we can do it, and then you galvanize in the locker room and you do it. But if everyone's saying you're gonna do it, that's when it's a little scarier.
Well, this is the difference. ESPN numbers say they're going to do it. Everybody else still saying no. So as long as they don't look at analytics, they're fine. If they look at the analytics, again, it's a 0.3% difference on who's going to win. If you look at the spread, though, people are still picking Michigan to go ahead and win, despite not having their head coach. They have a tough loss to Oklahoma. They get a bounce-back game. Central Michigan, Underwood looks a lot better. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot on the table. Nebraska's had opportunity after opportunity in some of these years to make a statement, and every time we get some national TV spotlight, we fall flat on our face, unless it's Husker volleyball. I mean, that's just kind of been, unfortunately, the trend of every time somebody is willing and almost wanting to take Nebraska seriously, because, you know, even though I'm not a Notre Dame fan, I think college football is worse when Notre Dame's 0-2 to start the year. Same thing for Nebraska. Like, there's a lot of people that want Nebraska to be good just because college football is better when Nebraska's good. And every time we've had those opportunities, we've fallen flat on our face. And you get them at home. They don't have their head coach. There's a real possibility you can figure out a way to get this done. Obviously, it's going to be, can you stop Michigan from running the ball? And then Underwood, we didn't really have too many great answers for Sorsby either, as he was a good mobile quarterback. And you saw that they beat like Northwestern Baptist 70-0, and Sorsby went off. We still struggle a little bit with those mobile quarterbacks, so that's going to be a challenge with Underwood. But yeah, we're going to beat the horse out of it. I mean, this is going to be talked about all week, this Michigan-Nebraska matchup, and obviously everything entangled to it. I already mentioned it. Crawford, not confirmed, but good chance. I think he's involved in the game somehow. I wouldn't be surprised if he's walking them out. But yeah, I mean, it's how high are you on Underwood, his true freshman season so far?
I mean, he's shaky as Manning is right now. So
I'd say he's doing better than Manning. Easy now.
Yeah.
Manning's a junior.
Meh. It's the same amount of experience. I understand. You're like, hold on. He played 3 games and this and that. Quarterbacks in college football.
I would take Underwood over Manning.
I would take Raiola over Underwood. How about that?
Yes. Okay. Where are you at with Manning then? We'll just like dive into it, because they were, I'll pull up the score. Was it 14-7 at half versus the UTEP Miners?
When I saw it was 20-7, but
you got another touchdown in there. But give me your thoughts on just the Texas situation as a whole right now.
I'm still relaxing. Like, there's a reason why he was that good in high school. There's a reason why there were whispers last year that he should take over for Ewers. Like, what if it's Texas's system? Because Ewers couldn't do it we all expected either. So let's just relax. Let's I think they're expecting Vince Young to just show up, or Eli or Peyton, and let's just relax. That's my thought around it. And then I think it's the expectations are just not fun. So Tennessee, Georgia, for example, expectations are Tennessee's going to win. We're at home. We're dominating.
Were they? I don't.
Georgia. Yes, the expectations were Tennessee to win.
When was the last time?
I know. Juwan Jennings.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're on the same page then. That just surprised me. Okay.
But Tennessee was playing really well, and they were at home, and they were dominating, and they've changed who they were. They've changed the culture. At the end of the day, it's still Georgia. So let's just there's a lot of overreaction in sports, and I mean the same could be said for football. For the NFL. Let me say this. Is it an overreaction to say Green Bay's going to win the Super Bowl?
Not as I mean, right now, yeah.
It's an overreaction?
I mean, I'd say so. I mean, it's not an overreaction, but it's you're projecting a lot. We're 2 games into the season.
They made 2 of the best offensive teams from last year look like a JV team.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's like the Lions suck. Well, maybe the Lions don't suck. How about Green Bay? Like Ben Johnson's so important. That's why the Lions couldn't score. How about Green Bay's defense is like Raven-esque dominant?
Well, that's what I'm
And
saying. Not guaranteed.
Not right now, Ravens. Like murder Ray Lewis dominant. Like so good. And how? Well, it's because Jerry Jones gifted them one of the best players in the NFL, and they Luca'd him and said, "Oh, he's not that good, and his back hurts, and like he doesn't show up in the playoffs. He's fat and lazy. Like he's just pure Luka Doncic. He's not that good."
Yep.
Meanwhile, it's like, wait a minute, isn't he top 3 pass rusher in the NFL? Maybe top 2, maybe top 1. Maybe it's you guys.
I think
Way to go, Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys would be 1-0 if they had Parsons versus the Eagles.
Why don't they trade CeeDee Lamb to the Niners, who desperately need a wide receiver because they're bereft of talent with all their injuries?
Yeah. What's the timeline on Ayuk?
Week 5 or 6.
Eesh. Oh, it's even worse than
Kittle will come back around then. Hopefully Purdy will be back before then.
Yeah, because Purdy's out for 3 weeks. Turf toe, right? Or who knows? Turf toe's a weird one. Or it just kind of flares up. That's you probably don't remember it, but Taylor Martinez in Nebraska, he battled turf toe for like 3 seasons. And then it just never got right. And then his career just kind of spiraled out because of the turf toe situation. It's one of those injuries that can be really destabilizing in a way you wouldn't imagine if it's not taken care of properly. So that timeline might even be longer for Purdy as well. So yeah, you guys aren't in a great situation. I got to circle back on Manning. And I don't like doing this to a kid, but like, I know it's early, but like that doesn't concern you at all. 11 of 25, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And they really didn't start. It was 14-3 at half, and the game didn't really break open until Manning decided to start using his legs and trusting his arm less.
It does confuse me how good he is as a runner versus a passer. Like I think we're being, I don't know what word to use. It's not. We're just. Maybe he's always a runner, and we just expect him to be the greatest thrower ever, just because of his last name. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like the expectations are just so jacked up. Like if he didn't have the Manning last name, I don't think anyone would care.
I think they'd still look at this UTEP game, even if it was yours last year. I mean, like, what's going on here? Because I mean, again, those are scores where you're just kind of bouncing around games, and then you're like, Texas, number 1 Texas to begin the year is only up 14-3 at half versus UTEP. Like you're going to dive into stats, and if viewers are Manning, you're going to be like, okay, what's going on here? But you're right. The last name makes it even worse. He was doomed to meet those expectations, especially when you're opening up the year playing Ohio State at the shoe. And you know, that entire thing, who knows if it just even rattled his confidence a little bit, because he's still a young kid. I mean, I know it's his junior season, but he's probably like what, 20, 21?
I thought he was a young kid. I thought he was younger. So
he very well could be. I mean, to my point is like he was never in my mind going to meet those expectations. And then there's a possibility that Ohio State early on, that kind of bad of performance, despite it was Ohio State's just expert defensive game plan. I wonder if that rattled him a little bit, because against this UTEP team, like it's hard for me to figure out a reason why you're just that inaccurate, you know, and sometimes guys are open and you're just missing them. But then to your point, he starts using his legs and it's like, oh, well, this is great. This is now the offense is just running on all cylinders. But when he's trying to be that pure pocket passer, it's just looked bad.
And we're both half right. I thought he was a younger as in school, and he is a sophomore, but he is 21 also. So she's just been at Texas for so long.
Real quick, I want to correct my claim here. This one from Crowbait. I never caught that. Maybe it's true. He says, talking about Taylor Martinez, rumor has it Martinez kicked a locker or water jug. Wasn't turf toe. I don't know. Could have been. For how long he was out, maybe that was the case. But yeah, Taylor Martinez turf toe. So let's hope Brock Purdy didn't kick.
Was that Kenyon Martin or no? Amari Stoudemire, like punched something in the playoffs.
I think that was Amari Stoudemire.
It was, and his hand was so jacked up, like. Oh gosh,
it happened to Fred Hoiberg last year too, punching lockers.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to send a message.
Oh gosh, no, and obviously, I'm sure all of Nebraska knows the backup quarterback for the 49ers is Mr. Martinez, not that one, but the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool. I think you get.
You said Adrian Martinez is the backup for the 49ers?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was still on the Jets. I didn't realize he got over to the 49ers now.
Yeah, they brought him over, put him on the practice squad, and then when Purdy got hurt, they called him up.
He's a pretty good quarterback. I'd play him. I'm just putting that out there. He's been nice. He did have Omaha, I think it's the Omaha Beef or Omaha Stallions. He was MVP there. And then, of course, what he's done and just the opportunities he's had preseason, he's looked good, but we'll wait and see. Adrian Martinez's career has been an enigma. He does a really good job at taking advantage of opportunities.
I mean, for the Trey Lance trade that the Niners jacked up, they should have took Mac Jones, is what they said. I mean, now they have Mac Jones for free, and he's starting literally right now. So we don't need to talk about the Niners. It's there's a Super Bowl rematch at 4:25 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
There's Lamar and the Browns, which is always fun. There's two games tomorrow night, and then there's a Kirk Cousins Bowl tonight on two teams that he should be playing for, and he's playing for neither of them. So that'll be interesting. Vikings and Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
The teams that no one cares about in the NFC East with the Giants and Cowboys. That's always interesting. And then, yeah, Ben Johnson versus his old team and the Bears and Lions. That line score of less than a touchdown, that's pretty interesting. And it's at Detroit, right?
Yeah, it's at Detroit.
At Detroit
already, by the way. Just checking in now.
At Detroit, less than a touchdown, Bears and Lions. Number one seed Lions, who destroyed everyone last year. So there's something that Vegas is thinking about the Lions that just the rest of us might not know yet.
Coordinators.
They're not that important. I mean,
remember when the Eagles were had 10-0, and then they lost 6 of their last 7 because they lost their offensive and defense coordinator at the same time?
I mean, I remember I didn't know they lost their coordinator in season.
Yeah, in season. That's what started that skid. Go look at UCLA. Tell me if they miss Eric Bieniemy as their offensive coordinator. They definitely do. And it's making a big difference.
I mean, I get it. Robert Saleh is a game changer for the 49ers. They didn't add that many players on their defense. And, I mean, they drafted well, but he's just brought their personality back. And then from an offensive perspective, they're waiting for McDaniel to get fired and bring him back as the offensive coordinator because those guys just made the Niners perennial top team. So I understand. But the Lions, it's so much talent. Like
I think they'll be all right. I'm more in the case of it's going to take some time now. Like if you're Ben Johnson as a head coach and it goes well, it's a lot easier to maintain that level of efficiency because the defense is a lot easier to go in and coach up and get up and rolling as opposed to installing an entire new offense. So if you're an offensive minded head coach, it's a lot easier to maintain and be dominant than as opposed to if you're a Dan Campbell, who I'm sure is still pretty involved in that offense. It's just tough to get that new coordinator in there, especially the offensive coordinator, and get things up and rolling in time. So it doesn't mean that they're doomed to be bad this season, but it just doesn't surprise me at all that the start is not been great for the Detroit Lions.
You know what I was doing while you said all that? I was Googling the earliest in a season that a head coach has been fired. And if the Patriots beat the Dolphins at the Dolphins, I'm pretty sure there'll be a coaching change, if not tomorrow, in the next week or two.
Yeah. I think McDaniel thing's on fire. It's been on fire before the season. I always talk to Jake Sorensen, and I said it all off season. I was like, how many games in before he gets fired? And Jake Sorensen's a big Dolphins fan. I mean, he thought he'd make it to the end of the season, but I wonder if he's changed his opinion. And especially to your point, if they lose today, I just don't know what you hang your hat on. Like, even if you got a new coach, I'm not going to talk about it too much longer, but the Tua thing's a disaster. Just, he doesn't look good. You don't want him to get hurt. I just don't know what you do there. You almost like have to move on until you really figure out if he's mentally ready to go. He'll keep going until something bad happens is my worst fear. And I wouldn't want to touch that team if it was a head coaching spot and the gig was open. Please no. Got a Tyreek Hill that's getting on his later part of his career. You can't figure out ways to utilize him. I mean, is there any world where, I don't care what head coach you put on this team, where the Dolphins are good?
I mean, I just don't think they have enough players.
No.
Like,
and
you got to have playmakers.
But even if he had, I just don't know how much he could even do with the team he has. But he to your point, I think he will definitely be fired before the end of the season. And if they take a loss today, maybe today.
I read someone in the 70s got fired after a preseason game. So,
okay, well, that's the record, I think.
Good old Joe Philbin a couple years ago getting fired, coming back from London. I remember that one.
Yeah, just me doing that to Philbin. I don't remember that one at all, obviously, but that's brutal to get fired preseason. I've only seen that in the USHL. Omaha Lancers. Talking to you
it
guys.
Wasn't preseason for Philbin. It was after week 4. But
okay,
just to be clear, but he lost badly in a game in London, and then when he got here, they're just like, "You're out. Sorry, bro."
We gotta go to break here. Let's get Don from the text line now. It says, afternoon, fellas. Love to hear some more NFL breakdowns. Also want to hear some more on Canelo versus Crawford fight. Thoughts along with some takes from Worlds Collide. Dirty Dom becoming champ.
Yeah, I knew you were about to say that.
We'll get to Don as well.
Put the belt around me, Pops. And he didn't call
I'll forward
him
you that
Put the
text.
belt around me, son.
We'll go there next. Don't go anywhere. The Breeze, Haas Tabrizi, Harrison Arns. We will talk to you guys on the other side.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze, segment number 2. Appreciate everybody chiming in. You continue to do so. And before we fully dive into it, Haas Tabrizi, I got a little bit of trivia for you. Earlier, I mentioned that Nebraska's continually drop the moment when they do get an opportunity where the eyes of the country are on them. What do you think the current streak is for Nebraska losing to AP top 25 ranked teams? Oh, my mistake. I got you muted. All right, now you're good.
I don't know why you have to do that to me because I'm sure every Nebraska fan knows this answer. But
I didn't know it was this bad.
0-58.
Oh, that'd be really, really bad. No, 27. 27. 58, I would have. I don't know if I'd still be here if it was that bad.
Say it's not that bad.
No, okay, yeah. You put it in perspective. Could be 58. It's only 27. Oh man, yeah. But I mean, to your point, the fact
21 games later, if you're still going through it, guys, then we have a problem.
The fact that you guessed that number though is somewhat indicative of how bad it's been in Nebraska, where people are like, I don't know, what's it been, 58 games that they've dropped straight?
So earlier, I was going to compare Nebraska to Virginia Tech, and that was before I saw that their coach just got fired. And I believe the way Virginia Tech was after Michael Vick is similar to how Nebraska is right now. And you guys are going to be like, what? That's not fair. Virginia Tech actually was ranked many times, and they would have a good 8-0, 9-1 season, and then they would just poo-poo when they played someone really good. And that was Virginia Tech for you. And I'm talking about post Michael Vick. So
Yeah, you're not wrong
You guys,
at all.
yeah.
That's exactly what we've done. Like every time we have like a stretch like where Mike Riley had a 7-0, everyone's like, oh, this might be a top 10 team in the country. We play somebody good, and it's no. Like, we clearly
Because you guys fired Bo Pelini, and you were upset with 10-1 and 10-2.
Well, because we lost to Ohio State, and they're not good at football, Haas. You fire coaches for that. No, it's
Steal their signs. You'll be better.
Yeah, exactly. We should. That's our problem. We didn't find our own Connor Stallions. You got to find ways to innovate in the game if you want to beat the top opponents. But no, I just thought that was crazy. 27 games, not as bad as 58, but pretty bad nonetheless. All right, House Tabrizi, floor is yours. About like 10
You guys
minutes.
just made it to a bowl game for the first time in how many years? Like, of course you're not gonna. Yeah. So you're. No, it made a lot of sense.
All right, where do you want to go? We can quit beating up on the history of Husker football.
Real quick, and I mean, we could talk about Tommy Frazier and all that, but real quick, for the wrestling side of it, I was watching SmackDown, and one of my favorite segments, obviously number one would be Brock Lesnar and Ron Cena in the ring. By far, the coolest times are when R-Truth is anytime he's talking to anyone, but he always makes Brock Lesnar break. And to make a break character when he's supposed to be super serious, super angry, I'm going to murder you kind of intensity, and he just laughs because Ron Killings, R-Truth is literally just in character being funny. That's always gold. But seeing Dirty Dom backstage with his real dad, Rey Mysterio, and telling him that, hey, when I win, you're going to have to put the belt around my waist. And with the feud that they've had for 3 years, for him to be like, okay, I'll put the belt around you if you actually win. And for him to hand his son the belt when he actually won the AAA Mega Championship, and he'd be like, no, man, you promised you're going to put it around me. Made him put it around me, and he disrespected him so much. And it was really good. It was really good storytelling. Getting the tributes to Eddie Guerrero, and they're obviously really good. And so my son Maximus said they need to get more gold back on the Judgment Day, but this is like the Judgment Day always has all the gold, and they have all the gold again. So they need to get the women's belts back on Raquel and what's her name? I don't remember right now. Lots of sports this weekend. So they need to get the belts back on the Judgment Day. So that's the wrestling for today without TP being here. But it was really cool to see Dirty Dom, who I've said is going to be a mega star based off of how much heat he's gotten. And to see DP would be like, stop it. he got the belt of a thing that we don't even know about. Like, really? We're going to talk about that? That's what DP would say right now. But no. It was probably really cool, even though in character Rey Mysterio is probably holding back his tears in his mask, hiding how excited he is for his son to be so over. Like, it was a cool moment.
I want to ask about this part. I'm not. My eyes were all over this weekend. I didn't catch this. What's this? We got Don talking about the puppet fight.
I don't know.
With Yeska.
I only paid attention to the Don match and
okay, fair enough.
Grande Americano. Sorry, Don.
Fair enough. Well, Don's locked in. He's also down for some more NFL talk as well. Unless we can keep going pro wrestling as well. If you got anything left that you really want.
No, we can go to NFL, but yeah, next weekend with the WrestlePalooza, that's going to be really, really interesting. I'm sure they're going to make it really big. But hey, I don't know if we talked about it on the air last week, but John Cena's last match is in the DMV. It's in DC. It's
DP mentioned it. I don't know if we said it on air though.
Yeah. I told him he has to come down here and we have to go watch it all together. So
are you going to come down to Lincoln? Is this just a one-way road, Haas? What's going on?
I just don't know what sports I'm not coaching every weekend. So
yeah. Well, kids, not that big of a deal. Just drop them off somewhere. They'll be all right. They're smart kids, Haas. You don't give your kids enough. They know how to take care of themselves.
When your head coach skips the game to go watch another game, it's not usually condoned.
Probably not. We'd understand here in Lincoln, though, is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know what they'll say back home, but we understand in Lincoln, and it'd just be open arms. No, I'll keep giving you crap on that until we can get you where your schedule isn't a nightmare. And I want to say nightmare, not bad things, but Memorial Stadium, it is a cathedral of college football, and it'd be great for you to experience it at least once. And then you could also see the volleyball culture. I know you're a girl, Dad, so what Nebraska's got going for women's sports is actually really cool when you see it live and in person. It's like it is a little bit different here. Like the people get behind it. But nonetheless,
well, let's get it sponsored. Let's have a camera following me. First time to Nebraska, things that you must watch. And then I go visit the sponsor also. But then it's the volleyball and it's the football and the sponsor takes care of it all.
That'd be fun. We just give you the media press passes. We give you the ticket account, and you just go live all day with it. Just walk around Lincoln. The Tabrizi experience in Lincoln. The foods, we have great food. It's a bit of a melting pot. I never know how to compare Nebraska food to other places. Have you ever had a runza?
No.
You like cabbage?
Like what?
Cabbage?
No. It's not the first thing I would ask someone. Like steak.
What about steak and cabbage together and bread? And it's called a runza.
That must be a Midwest thing.
It is. It's phenomenal though. You come to it's iconic Midwest. If you go to any Memorial Stadium games, that's what they're slinging out to the people. Runzas. They're going up and down the aisles saying, "Anybody want a runza?" And it's like cabbage and meat and cheese and all wrapped up in a bread ball. So there's that's my one tip of a Midwest Nebraska culture for you. To the NFL, I'm watching
Jamar Chase touchdown.
7-14. Lines are up on the Bears. Jamar Chase scored a touchdown. You said I needed T. Higgins, but that's all right. Good job, Chase.
Wow. I bet Jake Moody is rolling in his grave somewhere because the Niners are up 6-0. And if it's 6-0 and it was 0-0 earlier, that doesn't mean they scored 2 field goals quickly. It means they missed an extra point. And they did.
It always blows my mind that happens in the NFL still.
That you cut your kicker and then the next kicker misses the first kick and it's an extra point. Yeah.
It's just insanity. I've never wanted to be a kicker for those exact reasons. It's like you're just expected to always be 100%. And the moment you're not, it is a nightmare situation. Like missing a PAT. So this the 7-0.
Niner fans are just bitter because they would have won a Super Bowl if he didn't miss a PAT in the Super Bowl. So
between the Vikings, I think Vikings probably have the worst field goal luck. Otherwise, I can put my Bears at second. 49ers, though.
Double doink.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but yes, the double doinker still haunts my dreams. Still wake up in cold sweats. Hearing not the one doink, but the double doink ring in my eardrum. Let's see here. I'm looking at games right now.
Like the greatest kicker ever and then missing one kick in the playoffs. Yeah, that was rough.
Yes, Haas. It was very, very rough. I'm looking at these games right now. You do have the Bills. Not a great start for Justin Fields. 1-4, 18 yards. Bills are up 10-0 over the Bengals.
Why doesn't anyone give him crap for how he can't throw the ball?
What was that?
Why doesn't anyone give Justin Fields crap for not being able to throw the ball?
I think they just feel bad for him at this point. Like his career was doomed to fail. Like, hey, welcome
Arch
to
Manning was a sophomore. Is a sophomore in college, and he can't throw the ball, and everyone's like just throwing things at him. Justin Fields hasn't completed a pass in 5 years, and people are still like, he's a franchise quarterback.
That opening week with the Steelers made people high hopes, really, really high hopes. And
Why?
then because they scored, the Jets scored over 30 points, like just flat out.
That's probably how bad the Steelers defense is.
Let's see. I don't know. Like Mike Tomlin, a bad Steelers defense. It'd be surprising if they're that bad. But we'll keep. Who do the Steelers even have today?
The NFC North's defense has gotten really bad. It used to be like the thing, and then now it's like everyone scores 40 points a game.
Well, to your point, Seahawks are up 7-6 over the Steelers right now, and there's still 12 minutes left to go in the second quarter. The Bengals are tied up with the Jacksonville Jaguars 7-7. Ravens up on the Browns 3-0. My Bears down to the line 7-14. Speaking of bad defenses, the Bears have been disappointing so far. Patriots, Dolphins. It's 12-7, Haas. And Tua is 4 for 5, 44 yards and 1 touchdown. Drake May, 7 for 8, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. That might be a good game to watch if you're concerned about the future of McDaniel's head coaching career at Miami. And then, of course, the Giants up on the Cowboys 6-0 in the first quarter. I'm not sure if there's 2 field goals or if they're kicking a PAT right now. What's the biggest game for you right now that is not what is going to be the rematch between the Chiefs and Eagles?
Well, any game the Niners play is the biggest game for me. But
that is not the Niners either.
What's the best game on for this week?
It doesn't even have to be the best. It can be a toilet bowl game. I'm watching this Bengals-Jaguars game. I mean, that was the one I'm going to pick to give you an example.
I think the Browns-Ravens is actually going to stand out because no one thinks it would. 12.5-point favorites, and just somehow I see Joe Flacco just doing something. And then I see him getting hurt, and then one of the rookies coming in and doing something. That's why it will be must-see TV.
I can get with that take.
The other game, it would be Kirk Cousins coming in the fourth quarter and beating the Vikings.
I would love that. Do you, with the Vikings and JJ McCarthy, again, like Monday Night Football, 3 really, really bad quarters, puts 3 scoring drives together in the fourth quarter to become the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Do you think the Vikings still made the right decision with moving on from Kirk Cousins, or excuse me, Sam Darnold, and then, well,
yes, you said it right. You said Kirk Cousins.
Well, Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold to McCarthy.
No, I know they shouldn't have moved on from Kirk Cousins.
No, I agree. I actually agree with you.
They shouldn't have moved on from Kirk Cousins. That was so wrong.
Do you have high stock in McCarthy? Like, do you think they'll be all right despite it being a mistake?
He's played 1 game. There's no way we could tell. And he was a running quarterback in Michigan, and they played defense, and they ran the ball. So there's no way we actually can tell unless we were on campus and it's just at the practice facilities watching him throw. But if he's going to be a running quarterback with the Vikings, then no, he will not be successful because you have the best player in football in Justin Jefferson on your team. And so I wish they drafted a quarterback that just threw dimes all the time in college.
Well, I'll tell you,
we don't know.
McCarthy did discover he had Justin Jefferson on his roster in that fourth quarter. He said, wait a minute, this guy's open like by 5 yards all the time. He's got so much separation. How am I missing him? And then you just throw it in his vicinity, and Justin Jefferson quite literally does the rest. But the reason why I was talking about the Jaguars-Bengals game is what is going on with the Bengals? They look awful. And then the Jaguars, are they going to be revived? Like, is there actually an opportunity? Because ETN, I thought when they got rid of, was it Bigsby, the other running back for him? I just was never super high on ETN, just because not because he's bad, injury prone. You just don't know. He's looking really good to start off the year. You got to hope he stays healthy. Also, Trevor Lawrence might actually have an opportunity to revive what has been such a rough start to his career. And a lot of it, in my mind, not in his control. And it also doesn't help that he's got to go to London like every other week because he's on the Jaguars, which those games usually aren't set up too well for those teams that got to travel that much.
Well, anytime it's a first overall pick versus a first overall pick, it's a nice matchup. So, and it's usually better if it's not a first overall pick from the previous year versus this year, and that's not the case here. So these are veterans who were first overall picks, and they had a massive light on them in college. They were champions in college. That obviously, to me, it should be an offensive game with a lot of touchdowns. The Jaguars have always been in a week. It's like the NFC South. So anyone can win that conference. Anyone can win that division every year. And so the Jaguars can win the division. And no offense, CJ Stroud, but Jaguars can win the division. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones is not going to do it. Cam Ward's not going to do it year 1. So CJ Stroud in Houston versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville just needs to win a couple games, not be 4 games below 500, give themselves a shot.
Yeah, I always forget, when you're in that division, you're looking out for the Texans, and that's about it, at least right now. And even the Texans maybe don't scare you the same way they did that first year when Stroud was there, and he looked like he was going to be an elite threat, and then the sophomore slump that I know you and DP went back and forth with. You could talk about Jaden Daniels' performance in that first game, but maybe a little bit of a slump for him in year 2. But to your point,
I said he's going to have a sophomore slump.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm sure DP's listening. I wonder what he'd have to say about that right now. If
I'm not trying to overreact. I think Green Bay is that good. I just think
They
Green
are.
Bay is that good. So I'm not blaming Jaden. He's kind of forgotten what number 17 looks like, and that's what happens when you hold out for a really long time. As a star receiver, you usually don't have the chemistry that you had the year before, and that's what happened to Ayuk, and it happens all the time. It happened with T.O. all the time. So it's just the Commanders did it to themselves. The Niners did it to themselves with Ayuk. Just pay the man correctly.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a lesson that we're going to get taught more and more and more before it finally clicks with some of these organizations. Well, and I guess it's just more by organization. You're going to have some teams that get it and some teams that don't. Packers always understood it. They're obviously not in that situation right now, but, well, kind of. I mean, even with Jordan Love, they went ahead and they paid him early. Make sure that we'll pay a bunch of money now. It's going to look crazy contracts, but down the road, that contract's going to look pretty damn good if Love continues to play the way that he's playing. Other games, we're just going to skip over the break again because we're just talking NFL ball here. I want to get your thoughts on the Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes is not over with the Colts. And again, the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, pretty good offensive line, decent enough defense. You could say it's pretty good defense, actually. He doesn't have to be Superman. He doesn't even have to play anything close to what he played like in that first game. But at the same time, he's kind of started his career, a lot of his seasons off this way, where he starts off hot, the year goes down, and by the time we get to week 12, he's looking like a completely different version, and that same hope that you had is almost gone.
I don't want to talk about Danny Dimes. Like, not a top 20 quarterback. Doesn't matter.
Do you want to talk about the Broncos? And
the cool thing about the Broncos and the Colts was seeing Peyton Manning bringing Jeff Saturday to the Broncos side when the game was a blowout or whatever, and let him snap him the ball. Like, that was unreal. I don't know if you remember seeing that. I remember seeing that live.
No, I didn't see it live. There's clips on it. People are reposting. Yeah. I want to ask you this before we get out of here, because there is new stadiums being built right now. The Bears finally trying to get theirs done. I think it's like 2031. Broncos as well. I think it's also 2031. That's what they're hoping for. Maybe a race to host the Super Bowl. But what I really want to talk about, are you a fan of the open roofs stadiums or not?
I don't think it's a good investment. I don't think it's a good idea. Like, having the ability. So WrestleMania, it's going to be in Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43. I am not going to share the things I said to DP via text, but
that's all right. I'm sure it was all just nice, proper things, and we're only doing it because we don't have the time. So,
but having WrestleManias in an open stadium in, say, New Jersey or Philadelphia in April, I'm sure it's freezing at 11 o'clock at night in Philadelphia in April. Mm-hmm. You guys can say what you want to say. So you need to have a closed stadium. It's not fair to the wrestlers or the fans. So if you have a closed stadium, the ability to close a stadium, like the retractable roof for tennis, is really important so that you can host a lot more events, because you're just trying to make money with these stadiums. So why not have, if you're asking me that question, the ability, it's a massive thunderstorm, we're just going to close it up. Concert's going to go great. Like, you want to have the ability to host more Taylor Swift concerts because your stadium hosts 100,000 people. You want to be able to have Olympics there. You got to think bigger. Now, I understand if you're a small city, like DC United Stadium only fits 16,000, 20,000 people. That's on purpose. They're not coming. It looks crazy if you have a 100,000 stadium for people that only bring 10,000. It just looks really bad. But if you want to be the sport and you're an NFL team and you want to host other things, you got to think wrestling, Super Bowls, concerts, all those things together. And that's why for the Commanders, they need to have a stadium that closes. That's literally where my mind went. so that we can actually see a Super Bowl down here.
I agree with you. I don't care if it's a retractable roof. It can't open and it can shut. It does both. It's incredible what technology can do for you. You know, there's certain places, like I think Green Bay would hate it. Bills Mafia might be the only crew that can claim they don't want one and they deserve not to have one. But your point, it's the idea is the bigger picture. Like, you want the ability to go ahead and close the roof if you're going to have a concert in there and there's a thunderstorm, or if it's freezing. You know, I was talking to Chris Raff about it. He was talking about a game, I think it was like 90 or 87, going down to Oklahoma. And he's like, obviously they weren't going to have college football. That wasn't going to have a roof at the time. But he said, you know, they're thinking about leaving at halftime because it was just that miserably cold and brutal out. And if you're out there on the field sweating, moving around, it's not so bad. But if you're just sitting in the stands and it's, you know, damn near 0 degrees outside, the odds of you sticking around and putting a bunch more money into concessions and everything else there dip a lot down. So as much as we love sports, it is a business when you get to this pro levels. And I don't got any problems with it, especially the Broncos Stadium. Like, that's all being funded by the owners too.
Or Kansas City and Denver. No, Kansas City and the Dolphins 2 years ago. It was like minus 36 degrees or whatever. Like, no, we don't need that.
If you're saying I would rather sit in the freezing cold than have a roof, you're lying to yourself. Because I guarantee you enjoy that game a lot more if it was negative 36 or felt like negative 36. But with that being said, Haas Tabrizi, we do got to throw it to our final break here, and make sure you guys don't go anywhere. We do got Lincoln Youth Football coming up next. Nick Stainer down there live at Lincoln Youth Football Field. He'll talk to some coaches, maybe some players as well. But nonetheless, that is Haas Tabrizi. Any final words, Haas?
Trevor Lawrence touchdown. That's how I would tune into that game.
There you go. Trevor Lawrence touchdown, as he mentions it. What is that, 14-7 then?
Yeah.
About to be 14-7. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Like I said, Nick Sainer coming your way next live at Lincoln Youth Football Field. Talk to you guys in a little bit.